She was only 12 when she started writing letters, not to her parents, not to her friends, but to God. At night, when the house was silent and the world felt heavy, she would slip a piece of paper under her pillow, scribbling down every question her heart carried. Are you listening? Do you see me? Do you care? She never mailed them. She never expected an answer, but she wrote anyway, because sometimes the act of asking is all the hope you have left. Her name was Ananya. She was born in a small town where dreams often suffocated under the weight of survival. Her father drove a rickshaw. Her mother stitched clothes from dawn till midnight. Life was not cruel, but it was not kind either. They had food, but never enough. Clothes, but never new. Love, but always wrapped in worry. Ananya loved words. When other children played with marbles and kites, she carried a notebook. She believed stories could change people, but in her world, books did not pay bills. And every time she said she wanted to become a writer, people laughed. Writers do not eat. Writers do not survive. So she wrote letters to the only one she thought would not laugh. At 15, she sent her first short story to a children's magazine. Weeks later, the envelope returned unopened, stamped with rejection. She cried on the rooftop that night, asking God why he gave her a dream only to crush it. At 17, her parents begged her to leave school and help with the tailoring work. Writing will not feed you, her mother whispered, her eyes tired but stern. Ananya obeyed, but at night her letters to God grew longer, heavier. Her closest friend, who once believed in her words, eventually grew impatient. You are wasting time, Ani. We are not kids anymore. It stung more than rejection. It felt like betrayal. At 19, while stitching buttons for pennies, she overheard neighbors mocking her. Still dreaming? She will end up like all of us, tired, bitter, forgotten. And yet she never stopped writing those secret letters. One evening, after another grueling day of work, she opened an old notebook. Inside, pressed between the pages, was her very first letter to God, the one she wrote at 12. She read the shaky handwriting. Please do not let me give up on myself. Tears blurred her vision, but in that moment, she realized the answers were not outside her. They were inside her. Every letter she had written was a map guiding her back to the courage she thought she had lost. Instead of waiting for God to reply, she decided to become his answer. She saved coins for months, bought a second-hand smartphone, and started posting her stories online. They were raw, unpolished, but real. One story, about a tailor's daughter who dreamed of the sky, went viral overnight. Messages flooded in. This is my story too. Thank you for giving words to my pain. For the first time, she realized her letters were not just between her and God. They were between her and the world. By 22, Ananya had a small but devoted audience. Publishers began noticing. What was once a hidden dream became her reality. She held her first printed book, the dedication page simple but powerful, to the one who always listened. Her parents cried the night they saw her name in print, not because the money had come, but because they finally understood why their daughter could not stop writing letters no one answered. And as for Ananya, she still writes letters. Not under her pillow, but on the last page of every book she publishes. They are prayers, confessions, whispers to the unseen. And every time she finds her answers, not in miracles falling from the sky, but in the strength that grew inside her with every word she refused to stop writing. Sometimes the world will laugh at your dreams. Sometimes even the people you love will beg you to stop. And sometimes you will feel like God himself is silent. But silence is not absence. The letters you write in your darkest nights may one day become the lanterns that guide others out of theirs. If this story touched you, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs one more reason to try again.